Voodoo, hoodoo, you do what? Remind me of the babe. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Xaereth Prevails, a Grand Arena story. We're in GAC 25, we're in a new season, it's exciting. This one you don't want to miss. There are so many things. Iden Versio steals the show, but oh man, there is so many other cool things. Like seriously, I can't believe that that's the thing that stole the show, but a lot of other things could have. So here's the situation. Facing someone from Wolfpack, which is one of the very best, if not the best, PvP guilds in the game. You can see that they have more GP than me. Not by too much, 300,000 is about it. But high lifetime banners from way back in the day. And you can see I'm rank number 172, they're 176, we're in the same group because of that. And it's... they're a good player. This is one of the oldest members of Wolfpack, actually, is what I'm told by Gom. He's OG. He's a really nice guy. He reached out to me, and you can look at our stats. They're very, very similar, actually. My opponent does have 100 more relic levels than me, and better mods in general. He has better mods, unfortunately. I have more plus 25, which is nice, but otherwise I don't have much advantage here, guys. I'm also not at an enormous disadvantage. We just got to play through it, right? So here is my defense, as you guys can pause it if you like. Just a couple quick hitters. I really didn't change it much from last season. I do have plans for that, but I also got COVID over the off season, so we're gonna kind of have to wing it this season a little bit, because a lot of my planning had to be replaced by sitting in bed feeling miserable instead. So here's what my opponent placed. They placed a very similar defense. They placed 3 Galactic Legends and then a Jedi Training Raid team without BB-8, which is actually one of the teams that is a trap team. It's a team that has way more turn meter than you might think. It's like sometimes it does a lot of really cool stuff, and sometimes it just kind of flops. But it's got legs for sure. You can see his top zone. He has General Skywalker, just like I do on defense. I expected a Darth Revan in the back, a really fast one. Yeah, there's General Grievous with BB-8, which is an annoying team these days because Night Sisters aren't around to beat them because we're using Night Sisters with Supreme Leader Kylo, and taking out Lord Vader, which makes the General Grievous team a lot more annoying these days. The Mothra team with Kyle Katarn. Kyle Katarn's over 400 effective speed, and then we have Beskar Mando with all of the awesome things. He's modded really well, and I am terrified. So before we jump into the actual fighting, folks, just want to remind you that we're trying to mount the algorithm, and please just hit that thumbs up button or leave a comment in the comment area. Something to help with the algorithm. Really appreciate all of the momentum you guys have helped me gain so far. And this one is especially worthy of thumbs up in my opinion. My opponent was great and attacked before I did, and it's going to be a really exciting match. So please make a comment or sub or do something. Please. You guys are awesome. Let's jump into the actual fighting, shall we? And here we are. First off, we're gonna take down this Jedi Master Kenobi, and look, you can see they're all Relic 8 characters. Really crazy. Their Jedi at Knight Anakin is in there, and he's going to mess everything up in a way that is really frustrating. In fact, if we don't take him out before we take out Cat, because Cat kind of just slides down, her health slides up and down so much that Anakin takes too many turns and he just obliterates your team. You also want Jolee because, hey, Jolee he's a guy who can revive people and stuff, which comes in handy. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to increase cooldowns on Jedi Master Kenobi, and then we're going to hand the turn to Luke, who is going to stun all the people except for Kenobi, of course. And then I put Master's Training on Revan just so he doesn't die so easy. I made him really tanky. He's Relic 7, and yet he's very difficult to keep alive. Anyways, even though I make him tanky, because we want to benefit from his savior, but because he because if he dies, he's not in the lead. He doesn't actually benefit from his own savior. Like, he can die, and so obviously they're gonna target him like crazy. And so I decided the priority was killing Anakin, and because we brought Jolie. Jolie can revive Revan. There's nothing on this team that we're facing that can defeat, or that can stop our ability to revive. So anyways, we got Revan back. Yay, thanks Jolie. And now we're going to increase cooldowns on Kenobi again. And we can hand turns to people and stuff. We're just trying to get our ultimate, of course, because then we can target whoever we want, which is specifically Cat. And so they casually kill Revan again. And then they go for Jolie, which is very scary, in fact. So we need to make sure that Jolie actually gets some turns so that he can reduce his own cooldowns as much as possible. We got our ult, so that's pretty nice. But we're gonna call Jolie now just to make sure that we can revive again. Okay, so Revan's back. Yay, he's back. Huzzah, we still haven't killed Cat, though. And it's getting problematic because even though Anakin's gone and he's a huge part of their DPS, the others are all pretty good at DPS just because under Kenobi, they can all do a lot of damage. And so there goes Revan once again, just kicking off. But I mean, at this point, it's helpful as well for Revan to be around just to take hits. Because we want him to have a focus, and we don't necessarily need Revan. It was really nice to have him marking Cat, and of course Jedi Knight Anakin early on. But beyond that, we don't need him around for his damage or whatever. It's just nice to have him as a target. So took out Cat. We only have a minute and 16 left. We got our recalcitrant knave of a Jedi back. So hooray for Jedi Revan again. And I eventually gave the master's training to, I think, Jedi Master Luke. Oh, yeah, here it is. Because I was like, you know what? we can just... I'm just sick of you. I'm sick of Revan squandering the wealth that has been bestowed upon him. So that has been lavished upon him. And at this point, we can kill Kenobi. And then we have 35 seconds left. And I'm like, man, I really want to get some banners back if I can. I want to get some banners back. Let's do it. Maybe. So I'm really stalling hard here just so I can get another turn with Hoda. And I do. He heals the last bit of Jolie. Get 72 banners out of 75, and it's a good start. Now, one thing to keep in mind, folks, I'll pause it for a sec. You can see his score up top. He actually struggled against my own line, but I couldn't really take any of that into consideration because, well, I mean, consideration, yes, but not... No, we couldn't just lean on it for several reasons. So, anyways, I'm doing all of the fights that might go so south that we can't actually recover from it in terms of board status. We need to make sure that we kill the Galactic Legends first, because if we don't and we can't clean them up, then we need to just focus on half the board. So you guys have seen me do this quite a bit with Supreme Leader Kylo and company. The CG says they're going to fix this, or at least they're looking at it. But then the way Doja Fett talks about it, it almost sounds like it's a foregone conclusion. He's like, oh yeah, they took everything into consideration before they decided to do this. And I'm like, what did they decide to do? Did they for real decide to nerf this fight? But so far it's not been nerfed, and we're just going to keep going. So you can see that we have I've switched at some point, and I've talked to you guys about it in a few of the fights, but I've switched to having the shield tech, the tank tech, on old Daka here instead of the med pack. And then I put the med pack on Kylo. Actually, the other day when I was practicing, I accidentally put the weapons tech onto Kylo, and that worked really well for some reason. He didn't actually kill himself, probably because he couldn't gain a bunch of turn meter because he had all those dots on him all the time. But for whatever reason, that still worked just fine. So I don't know. Someone told me that it always works. Now, one thing that I will point out, because we're on an emulator, it's really tough to be able to target the right characters all the time. And so we're trying to move as fast as we can. And so there are a lot of times that I miss opportunities to just hit Maul. But, Maul kind of just succumbs to death and everything, which is great. Really, really appreciate that about him. And so, we're just moving right along, guys. We have 2.5 minutes left, and I kind of, in a way, I don't want to revive my friends. Like, I think we could revive our Hux if we wanted to, but it kind of takes up too much time in a way. I don't want to have to choose the things that the actions that they're trying to make, because really the only one that matters is Supreme Leader Kylo at this point. So just do AoEs as much as you can. Wait until, look at this, Kylo, because his guys stayed alive for so long after his first ultimate, Kylo's actually capable of getting his second full ult, which is crazy. I don't know if I've ever done that before. But people are screaming at me in the chat, and I'm not even looking at it. They're saying like, oh, like revive your guys, and I was like, you know what? I'll just take it. 55. And now we have, oh man, this is crazy, guys. But we have to take down that Supreme Leader Kylo with, and didn't even steal the show. We're gonna use Sith Eternal Emperor here against Supreme Leader Kylo, which is so crazy. People tell me that he can't do it, and I mean, I've known about this comp for a while, but here's the thing, we don't have Thrawn. Thrawn would help a lot here. Okay, so look at what I'm doing. So their Kylo's faster, and of course their Hux is going to get a turn, but what we're looking at right now is we need to make sure that we get a third stack of Beskar ingot onto Armorer when she goes. And so what we're doing, we're relying on Kylo to hit one of my characters down to 60% health or lower, but not kill them with his AoE. And so what's going to happen, he'll do his poke first, and then I'll get a turn with Sith Eternal. Then Hux will get a turn. Hux will give Kylo another turn, and he'll do his swipe. So you'll see that I have Garsax in there. He's relic like 5 or something, tank. I have a Gear 12 Baze. I have the Brute Alpha and Brute. And the idea is, if at least one of those gets down to 60% before Armorer goes, which with that swipe, then I can get that third stack of Beskar onto Sith Eternal. So as it turned out, that very first hit that occurred was actually enough to get to that third stack. But you can see I put the Gar Saxon in there just so that he would be an additional taunt, so that Armor would have one more line of defense there just in case. So get that next line of Beskar, or the third line of Beskar, onto Armor, and then I told the rest of my ads that they could kindly die because they're wasting my time, and I'm Sith Eternal Emperor, so like seriously get on that, because I'm the effing Emperor, baby. And so now it's like, okay, I put the link onto Kylo as well. Just may as well like steal some protection and whatnot from him. Doesn't really seem like it's working that well, actually. Now that I'm looking at it, like we're not really stealing that much. But we are getting closer to our ultimate. Don't want to kill that First Order Stormtrooper, but of course we ended up killing him anyways. But here's where the real power is, guys. Supreme Leader Kylo really, really wants to crit, and that third stack of Beskar doesn't, or disallows him to crit. So even if we don't have Link on him, he still can't crit, and my hit points are so crazy that Kylo, okay, so he's doing like 40k damage. That's decent, but I have a huge protection pool. What did you guys think I was going to say? I have a huge protection pool. I have a huge health pool. Look at how many people are watching, guys. This is super late at night. This is like at midnight Eastern time, but 189 people. But he can't get through it, and I'm healing 30% of my protection every time, and Kylo can't hang. Terrible banners. Terrifyingly bad. 52. That drops 13, but we got him. And now we have to take out this Rey. So I was like, you know what, this is super easy. We're just going to use Kylo here, Kyle Katarn here. And then everyone started taking turns because I was faster, but then they gained all sorts of turn meter. And then suddenly, like, only Holdo is available, and Poe is gone, or Plo is, whatever his name is, Pow. Everyone's gone. Look at this. Every single one is gone. I'm like, I guess I'll just see if we can kill Holdo before we peace out. But these guys just bludgeoned me. Very shocking. This, in that bottom zone, this was not the squad I thought was possible. Like, I didn't think this was possible. The other ones, I was like, pretty good chance that we lose this. But This one I thought it was a gimme, and it didn't work out. So we got to look at it. I mean, I think we just fed him too much turn meter. So, anyways, they stopped with turn meter, and now we've got a really well modded and really well relicked General Skywalker with the 501st. So it's time to use Commander Luke as per usual, but gosh, they're so tanky. It's tough to get through a really tanky 5s. You can see it's taking me a while. They're all getting a lot of turns meanwhile, and I'm like, can I even take down one of them before we have to stand Skywalker up and play this fun stand up sit down game. So Echo did help. He threw his grenade, and we were able to counter them into oblivion. So now, can we get through all these clones before Skywalker stands up? It looks like probably yes, but he's about to stand up, so let's do the AoE, take out that ARC Trooper, and then hopefully we got the stun, and now I'm trying to get banners back so Han does the middle ability so he can get another turn, he can shrug, and that means that Chewie gets to help him with, help him or assist him, whatever, and heal him in the process. So we've got a lot of teams here, though, guys. So what I realized is I don't really have enough, like, a lot of his teams rely on me not being able to, like, I can't outspeed him. He has all these mechanics at play where I can't outspeed him. And so, like, we can't take Bad Batch against this Grievous team and hope for success. So I have this hodgepodge of teams. And what I decided was we're going to go all old school, like just take this apart piece by piece on them. So we're going to use Jedi. I mean, hopefully we win the first fight, but I told the stream, I mean, probably not going to win the first fight because without Jedi Rev in here, this team really struggles on a lot of levels. So kill BB-8, that's great. So that takes away a lot of their turn meter. And then the rest of it is, can we kill their Magna Guard? I decided to try to stun Grievous, didn't work, and we need to kill Magna Guard or B2 if we can. Stole his turn meter, and okay, get rid of all of this target lock nonsense. But I mean, they're gonna get it. We're gonna reapply it here pretty soon. Ezra finally dies, and it's like, okay, well, can we kill Magna Guard at least first? Because that would be nice, right? I mean, that'd be pretty sweet. So watch Ki-Adi-Mundi, Relic 8, bastion of offense that he is. And we just need to, so Grandmaster Yoda's gone. We don't have Jolie for revives or anything, of course. So Ki-Adi-Mundi just destroys him. poor Magna Guard. Poor anyone who had that Ki-Adi-Mundi sets his sights on. So get 2 banners because we killed 2 guys. But now we're going to use Dad Bod Boba. Another opportunity to steal the show. And look at all the turns they're taking. Tons of turns. All the AoEs, all the everything. Finally get a turn. Tried to get ability block on any of them. Didn't pan out. So now I'm looking at the abilities. I'm like, okay, what do I do? AoEs, do we do single damage? So the goal here now is to kill B2 and B1. And maybe just finish all of them off. I mean, everyone here is Relic 5 or better. Dadbod Bob, I guess we need to start calling him Scion of Jango, to be honest. But he's Relic 7. Fennec is Relic 5. Everyone's pretty good here. I even took Embo because I wanted to do a lot of fun damage. But finally killed B2. Fennec does a ton of damage, or does a ton of hits and kills B1, and then gets killed in return. So we're just one by one taking him down. This is one thing I really like about General Grievous teams. Not that you always have the luxury of being inefficient like this, but you can always just deconstruct him, or usually you can. You can usually find a way to use lesser teams to deconstruct him. So now we're using Gear 12 Ewoks, though my Peplu is Gear 13, because I got drunk, and everyone voted for me to do stupid things and put his Zeta on and everything. So, so we have a Gear 13 Peplu, yay. And you can just kill a lone Grievous with Ewoks, guys. That's no big deal, really. I mean, I've done this a lot of times, so people don't believe me sometimes, and I'm always like, why not? It works. You get so much turn meter, he doesn't get a turn. So, that works with Gear 11 Ewoks, too. This is Gear 12 Ewoks. It works with the Gear 11 as well, because I've done it with Gear 11. All right, so we need to get a word in edgewise against this turn meter loaded Rey team, right? So Wrecker, so I'm like, okay, Wrecker can take it. He can take some of this, some of these hits. That's great. That's wonderful, in fact. Alright, just realized that the music wasn't playing here because there was an issue earlier. So, my apologies, but I can't go back. This has been 20 minutes. I don't have 20 minutes. So, anyways, Bad Batch. I was like, okay, we finally got some turn meter. I mean, I couldn't believe how I just didn't get any turns. And Echo not getting turns, Hunter's dead. And I was like, man, can I kill anyone here? Can I kill anyone here? That was a Relic 6 Wrecker, and he got wrecked. And everyone else is Relic 5. I mean, even Omega, we can't get in a word in edgewise. We can't, you know, there, we dispelled things. Cool, maybe we can kill their Holdo, at least. Like, let's kill their Holdo, at least. So, I'm probably doing unoptimized things, too, here. So, yeah, Holdo's almost gone. She's on death's door. She's got healing immunity. And I'm like, good, okay, we can at least kill one thing. And then it turns out, as it stands, we couldn't. So, what the hell? So, here's what we're doing, guys. Here, let's rewind just a little bit, because this is the big fight, folks. This is the big one. All right, so I had my full Imperial Troopers team left, the standard one, and then I had 4 troopers left, including Iden Versio. And so I didn't want to steal. I was like, okay, we're gonna try this. My Gear 11, Iden Versio, she has her Zeta, she does have her Omicron. I have a Relic 5 Magma Trooper, Relic 4 Snow Trooper, Relic 3 Death Trooper, maybe he's Relic 4, but, you know, they're not, like, modded amazingly either. They're all, like, kind of fringe characters that I like, I don't know when the last time I used Snow Trooper was. It's been months. It's been maybe over a year. You know, he used to be awesome with the original Troopers team, but he's way behind the curve now. So we've got Iden Versio, and the idea is we can't even take another character that's not an Imperial Trooper here. We can't because of her kit. She needs to get that immediate 100% turn meter. That's the key here, guys. That's what makes her a turn meter specialist. Like when there's a turn meter issue, when there's a team that's turn meter loaded, she can jump in with her team and immediately get a word in edgewise, and that's what we needed here, because these guys are totally turn meter loaded, getting a ton of turn meter, lots of relics, lots of power. We're hopeless. You saw how they manhandled Bad Batch. And Bad Batch, I mean, they're super resilient, at least mine are, and they just manhandled them. My Mothra team got destroyed. So let's see what Iden Versio does here. So we're going to call the Mass Assist here first. That's the middle one. And I'm like, you know what? If we can just kill Holdo, like, let's just do that. Okay, so when they kill Versio, she doesn't... She just comes back, because she's fancy like that. And look at that. And then we killed Finn, just immediately, because we gained so much turn meter. And then they're attacking Versio. Death Trooper is just hanging out there, stunned, I guess. He's just kind of a buff that I don't recognize. They all do. It's probably from Iden. And look at that. Suddenly it's just Rey. She dodged the death mark, so what a B. But, you know, at the very least, we could finish off a lone Rey. Like, can you believe this? I thought it was so funny. The chat was going crazy too. I mean, just didn't seem like this was possible. I was like, if we can just get a turn and kill Holdo, that's all we need. And then we killed the whole team. So, yay, down with Bad Batch, up with undersized, misfit Versio team. Just pure madness. I didn't think that was possible. I thought that it would be possible. Okay, I thought it was possible, but I didn't think it was that probable. So, okay, time to kill Mothra now. With this is another really fast team. It's 400 some speed, and I can't compete with that. So, but B2 doesn't care about that. They all do a bunch of hits, and he immediately gets a turn, and we can get turn meter loaded, or target lock on people, start loading turn meter for everyone, and it doesn't matter. Like, eventually they can kill Nute, and that's a bad idea, but they can do it. And once they do kill Nute, then, he doesn't even die. He just goes into hiding, into recluseness. And yeah, we're just trying to get target lock on everyone. You guys have seen me as Grievous quite a bit. He's such a great character on offense, guys. He solves so much, because this team is essentially preloaded turn meter, because I don't have anyone who's over 400 speed. I just don't. And Grievous is like, hey, I'll do it. No worries. I'll drop 2 banners, though. I'm like, yeah, it's fair. Fair deal, bud. All right, we've got Beskar, Mando here. We've got to do this, and if we do this, we've cleared 2 zones, and we win. Because my opponent only cleared 2 zones, but he cleared fleet instead of a squad zone, and the 4-man squad zones are worth more than fleet. So here's the thing. I was pretty nervous, because the last couple weeks I've been outside of my ability. Like, I couldn't clock my Mando right, because Zam makes him so much faster. It messes up the percentage. But this time I thought that I had done the math correctly with Bosk. With Mando, I reduced his leadership, or his speed, by quite a bit, and it just barely panned out that I did get the right clocking. So get Beskar out of there. Obviously, you guys have seen that. Now, one thing I want to note with Zam, I'm still pretty awkward with her thermals, because every time she shoots someone with a thermal, she immediately gets a turn. And I'm not good at setting her up with that yet. I'm just not used to using her. She's always been like this really weird periphery character. Now, okay, but you kill Beskar, and then you pay the price for a little bit until you get Grief on the scene, and then, you know, Grief can cleanse everyone. That's one of the great reasons about Grief. And one of the reasons I don't necessarily love having both Nest and the what's her name, Bo-Katan on the squad, because Bo-Katan can daze everyone and dispel. The dispel is nice, but the Bo-Katan thing is, it's like, well, like what? Oh, here, check this out, guys. Watch. Nest, full health, 3 thermals. Zam exploded. Just destroyed her. And super high health on Nest too, like 90k health. Crazy. But anyways, Bo-Katan only dazes a second time. Putting like Veteran Han in there to put ability block AoE in there, way more effective against bounty hunters, in my opinion. Because then Grief might not be able to cleanse them in time. Alright, in the back, they've got Executor and Negotiator. So that's cool. We're going to kill those first, because I didn't have much chance of clearing that back squad zone. And one thing that my opponent pointed out in retrospect, he was watching the whole stream, which was fine. Like, he's a good dude. He attacked before I did. And so no issues at all with him hanging out for the stream. In fact, I really appreciate that he did that. It was really fun. But what he pointed out is his Cad Bane is Relic 8. And so is Beskar, and so is Bosk, because his Fleet Shard just does this. So look at how close we are to killing Xanadu Blood. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll kill him. No worries. There's no issues. We'll kill him by the end. Like, even if we fail here, even if we struggle on his fleets, we'll kill him. But he's stealthed now because of Scimitar, and we do an AoE, and it misses. It misses Xanadu Blood. I'm losing ships like crazy. The only one I can even target is this Houndstooth, and it's just like, are you kidding me? Like, guys, I don't know, guys. You know, I had Breach on me. Still bring in our Old Republic guy. Hein is gone. I just want to target Xanadu Blood. That's all I've ever wanted in this life. In the whole world, just let me target Xanadu Blood. But he's stealthed, and we're running out of time. And so that's all I want, guys. Just let me target him, please. Please? Nope. Nothing. Okay, so throw in Holdo. I was like, okay, they did their AoE right away, right before we went in. So if we can just kill Xanadu Blood, and there was actually a fail on my end, because I could have actually targeted Xanadu there, I think, but I thought he was stealthed, so I didn't. And there, I realized my mistake. Whew, okay, so got Xanadu. Great. I just want to do specials here, even if that basic seemed really nice with Poe. We want to do specials, because the specials are wonderful for being able to get your capital ship move, or whatever, you know, the ultimate, because we want to kill Executor before it kills us. And just happy we killed Xanadu. After this, we can probably clean it up with a few different fleets, but yeah, we're gonna shoot their Houndstooth. I love having Clone Sergeant here as the reinforcement. Pretty fun stuff, actually. And oh, look at that! I didn't realize that. I actually didn't realize I was so close to getting the ultimate. So we got it. I like to take Ghost as another reinforcement here because you can get a bunch of exposes onto the Houndstooth, because that's one of the things. Like sometimes you kill their capital ship, but then Houndstooth is too resilient, and you have to like use another cleanup team to finish him off. So, but you put more exposes on here from Ghost, and there's 3 exposes. You do an AoE, and he's kind of in striking distance. Do a huge hit with Poe and kill Houndstooth, and now it's time to finish everything off if we can. I mean, Houndstooth is the big difficult one. Once you kill Houndstooth, then the rest of it's easy enough. But I mean, I'd rather just finish this off. So there we go. Not the greatest banners, but Raddus usually cleans up pretty nicely. Now I've got this Negotiator, and at this point my emulator was moving very slowly, and you can see that I'm barely moving at all. And get target lock, and crashed. Basically crashed. I guess the clock is still kind of ticking, but yeah, we crashed. So didn't count as loading turn meter or anything, but we still got to kill this thing, and we got to get rid of all the cooldowns, because I don't have like the Rebel fleet would have been fine here, I think, but because of awesome emulators. Yeah, I had to emulate that. So get rid of all of their good cooldowns and stuff with that endurance fleet, with the bad ships. And now we're just using Executrix with Empire, because they don't have... The one thing that could really derail us immediately here is a big AoE from Negotiator and targeting Vader and killing him. Like, we can't we can't do that. Can't let that happen. So just trying to survive with Vader here. So get that shuttle in and immediately cleanse the bomber, because there's already target lock on here. The bomber can therefore taunt, and once we kill Anakin, then everything, then we can use Finalizer if we need to finish this off. So, at the end of the day, we can do this. But I mean, it cost us 20 banners, because emulators, guys, super fun. Get some turn meter here, and get some bonus protection, I suppose. Set everyone on fire, get a little bonus fire action, and yeah, there we go. Terrible banners and fleets, but we made it through it. I think this wouldn't have been a fail with Rebels, but you guys have seen me use Rebels on Negotiator. It works. It works. So, anyways, I think we win, but I was like, you know what? We have a troopers team. Let's just kill these Geos for fun, because why not? And the other 2 teams look pretty ridiculous. So, yeah. Cool. Let's just use troopers. You guys have probably seen me do this before, but pretty gross. Troopers just totally manhandle Geos. And then my opponent really wanted me to try out his Jango lead Boba, Scion of Jango team with Zam in there. Zam giving him like 70 extra speed. Jango lead obviously giving him another 30 speed, so like plus 100 speed on everyone, and he's relic 8 on Scion. I was like, okay, we'll just throw in my random, like, really depleted Mando team. We'll just try it. We'll give it a try. And, because my opponent's watching, may as well. Like, it doesn't hurt anything. And, I mean, they have their contract now. Yay for them. Boo for me. I wasn't planning on clearing anyway, so, I mean, whatever. May as well try it. He wanted to see how it would work, so... anyways, that's it for the score. I'll show you guys my defenses though here in just a moment, as soon as I can make it appear. There we go. Here we are. Final results, folks. He could not clear that front bottom zone with all my Galactic Legends. So you can see he failed on my Rey team. He said that he wasn't prepared for how hard she could hit. That was cool. And then he actually, his first attempt on Lord Vader, he killed everyone but Royal Guard and Lord Vader. And then the second chance, I don't know what he used, but he killed Royal Guard, obviously, but then couldn't kill Vader, and then stopped trying. He one-shot the other ones, though. We did drop about 10 banners-ish on my Kenobi team, probably using, I think he used Rey team to do that, Rey with Jedi. So, you know, good result there. Up top, you can see my Beskar Mando team actually got a few holds before he clawed his way through. And then my opponent actually lost once to both Executor and Negotiator, and it was good. Good for me. So final thoughts. All matches are going to be like this, guys. This is a slugfest. This was a really tough match. My opponent, a top-tier player, top shelf, and all my fights are going to be like this. I can't guarantee I'm going to win all of them, but all of them are going to be this tough, this closely contested. Because if I keep winning, like, I'm going to be facing people who can win against people like this. It's just going to be crazy. So really good, you know, all the respect to my opponent, of course, you know, and his guild. Really good stuff, but like this is going to be pretty common. Like no full clears, just slugfests, destroying each other. It's kind of fun though. Slugfests are super fun. At the end of the day, that's my second point. Super fun, super tough. I love slugfests more than anything because it really lets you dig deep on your roster. I mean, you guys got to see me use Iden. You guys got to see me use my Scion of Jango Boba Fett team. You got to see me use all kinds of just random crap, and it's a lot of fun. And the last point, I was right about Iden Versio, guys. She's really good at turn meter loaded teams. She just does a lot of good stuff, and she does a huge amount of damage once you get her 7 stars. I've seen videos, and if you put her Omicron on her, she is she's terrifying, actually, for against Rebel teams. I would love to see it against Commander Luke, actually. That would be awesome. But that being said, folks, this is the longest GAC video I've done for a while, but there's a lot of really cool stuff. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you all so much for watching, and remember that in all things, Xaereth prevails.